So students, in this lecture we will be discussing a very important concept of bond. So what is bond in simple terms? I can say that that in concrete sections, in concrete beams, we have reinforcements, right? So obviously if you apply some load, the reinforcements will not come out, right? But it is true only up to that case if the load is not very high. But if the load is very high, obviously the reinforcement they can come out, right? So why the reinforcements were not coming out? Because there is a, you can say, a force, or you can say there is a bond between the reinforcement as well as the concrete. For example, let us say this is a concrete section. This is a concrete section and this is reinforcement. Let me take this section. Let me take this section. So the section becomes like this. This is the reinforcement, let us say. This is the reinforcement. Okay. So obviously there is a force of attraction between the bar as well as between the concrete. This is concrete. Okay. This is concrete. So there is a force of attraction. There is a bond between the two. What is bond? Bond of friendship, right? You must have heard about this word, right? Bond between the two people. So bond between relation. So there is a relation between the concrete as well as the steel, reinforced steel, right? That is why it is not coming out. But if you apply certain amount of large force, it will come out, right? So how much that force can be, it is dependent on the length up to which the bar has been embedded in the concrete section. Now this length up to which the bar should be embedded in the concrete section so that it does not come out after applying some load, this length is known as the development length. This is known as development length. Development length. This is a very important topic because many times gate examinations, many numericals, and even in 2020 there was some concept of development length in gate examination, right? So how to determine the development length? Let us say that the bond between the concrete and the steel is denoted by tau BD. What is tau BD? The bond between the concrete and the steel. Clear? Let us say you are applying this load P. So I have performed this test when I was in college. This test is known as the pull-out test. So what we do is that you have a concrete section, you have reinforcement embedded in it, and you try to pull it out. So this test is also known as pull-out test, right? So P load is applied. This is your concrete section. So what will happen? Now this tau BD, this is tau BD into the area of steel. How much area of steel is in contact with this concrete? So this is the area of steel which is in contact with steel. This area and this area. This area also, but it has a very less effect, right? This area and this area is in contact with steel. It should be greater than or equal to P. Because if it will be less than P, what will happen? P will be higher, so it will come out, right? So it should not come out. So tau BD into area of steel, it should be greater than or equal to P. Let the diameter of the bar is given by phi. So tau BD into area of steel should be greater than or equal to P, right? Now how much is the area of the steel which is in contact with the concrete? So area of the steel will be equal to the you can say the diameter, or you can say circumference multiplied with the length. For example, this is a steel, this is concrete. Let us say that this steel is in contact with concrete. How much force should I apply? It does not come out. It depends upon the bond between concrete and the bond between steel, right? So how much area is in contact with concrete? So pi into d, or pi into diameter into length, right? So it will be equal to, let the diameter be phi. So tau BD into pi into diameter into length. Simple. It should be greater than or equal to P. Now how much is P? Let us say if you are applying some load, so there will be some stresses which will generating in the steel also, right? So let us say that sigma ST is the stress generated in steel. So stress in steel. If you multiply stress with the cross section area, what will you get? You will get load or force. So I can say that this is equation number 1. I can say that P is actually equal to sigma st into pi by 4d square. As simple as that. This is equation number 2. So let me compare these two equations. What will I get? I will get tau BD into pi into phi into development length. This L is the development length. It should be greater than or equal to sigma st into pi by 4 into phi square. Simple. Phi got cancelled out. Pi got cancelled out. So it comes out to be, if I want to find development length, so development length should be greater than or equal to sigma st into phi divided by 4 tau bd for tau bd. This is very important. So very important. Very important. Because this question has been asked many times in many examinations. Even in GATE examination also, this concept has been asked many times. Right? So the development length, in some books, the development length is also denoted by LD also. It depends on you what you want, but the concept should be clear, right? In some books, it is also LD. So development length should be greater than or equal to sigma st into phi upon 4 tau bd. The question is, sir, do you have to remember the formula? Yes, you have to remember the formula if you can. But if you are asking me, I have not remembered the formula. Whenever such question comes, it just take hardly 15 seconds to compare these two and get the formula. So I have not remembered the formula, but it would be better if you remember the formula. Sorry. Clear? Okay. Now, what the IS code says? The IS code says that, so this was a pull-out test. This is known as a pull-out test. Pull-out test. The IS code says that this was the case when you apply tension. What will happen if you apply compression? Obviously, there should be something. IS code says that if you apply compression, then this part also plays certain role. Okay, again I am repeating. If you are applying compression, if you are applying compressive force, this part will also play certain role for the development, for the bond stress. Right? How much role it is? IS code says if you are applying compressive force, then tau BD is increased by 25%. So how much 25% of 4? It is 1. Right? So it means that LD, I am writing it here, LD should be greater than or equal to sigma st into phi, divided by 5 times of tau BD for compression. Write it here, for compression. This is for tension or pull-out test, for tension. Simple. One more important thing. I told you when I talked about steel, there are two types of steel. One is the plain steel or plain bars, and second one is the deformed bars. Remember it, right? So what do you think? Just apply some logic, some common sense. Which one will have higher bond strength? Whether a simple plain bar or a deformed bar. What are deformed bars? The bars which have ribs. What do you think? A lot of you have answered it correctly. Obviously, the deformed bars will have higher, you can say higher strength, or you can say higher bond between the concrete and the steel. But how much higher? Because there should be a particular point in civil engineering, right? The code says that the bond stress between the deformed bars, if you compare between the deformed bars and the plain bars, then deformed bars have 60% higher bond stress as compared to the plain bars. So this is also very important, asked many times. Let me write it here. I am rubbing it. So let me write it. It is also very important that the tau BD for deformed, I'm in bracket, I'm writing deformed bars. For deformed bars is actually 60% more. It means into 1.6. So 1.6 into tau BD for plain bars. For plain bars. Correct? So this was important. Now what about the bundled bars? Bundled bars means that, for example, if you are providing the reinforcement in bundles, in a bundle of 2, in a bundle of 3, in a bundle of 4 and something. Now IS code says that, IS 456 says that for bundled bars, if you are providing 2 bars, then the bond stress, it increases by 10%. 10% increment. If you are providing 3 bars, so if you are providing 3 bars, the bond stress, it increases by 20% increment. And if you are providing 4 bars, the bond stress, it increases by 33% increment. This is also very important. Right? Because in many examinations, straightforward questions have been asked, and what students do, they do not remember these things. These important, you can say, provisions of the IS code. So these provisions of IS code are very important. Clear? Now the question can be, sir, what about the more than 4 bars? Now just a common sense. If you are applying, let's say you have 2 bars, right? 2 bars, good. It will obviously increase. If you have 3 bars, it will increase more. If you have 4 bars, it will increase more. But if you are providing 5 bars, it will become very thick. So instead of providing 5 bars, what we do? We provide a reinforcement of higher diameter. Instead of providing 5 or more bars. Right? What we do? We provide a reinforcement of higher diameter. Clear? So I hope that you have understood the concept of expression of bond as per IS 456-2000. Right? So let's meet at the next video and solve a few numericals so that our concept, it gets further strengthened. Thank you.